Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it. Nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson with colleagues Shaq and Ken Smith. Our featured matchup tonight out in Toronto, where the Raptors will be going up against the Brooklyn Nets. So for Brooklyn, their last game, a loss to New York. 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And we all know that DeMar DeRozan is an incredible scorer, but one of the big reasons why he's so good often gets overlooked. It's his footwork. Some would say it's the best in the game at his position.
Yeah, he can protect the ball and create space. I know you guys say this is not a word. His feet work.
It's footwork.
Feet work is amazing.
Okay.
Foot
he
is
has
one.
feet,
Yeah, feet. And both of
but
his
they
feet
don't
go to
work
work.
together.
Well, tell me this. If you have great hand-eye coordination, is it great hands-eyes coordination?
Yes.
No, it's great hand-eye coordination.
No, it's hands, eyes.
Kenny, please.
I'm
Take my
speechless.
side.
I'm speechless.
Take my
because,
side.
You know, first of all, he has a great step-through move. That's what really, and he gets to the rim. He's always
And he
in
hits
control.
tough shots.
He hits tough shots. And I always say this, Ernie, if you know, he plays chest to chest, so he plays chesses to chesses.
Chesses to chesses.
I have a question for the panel.
What is your question?
One goose is what?
Geese.
One goose is a
What's
goose.
a goose?
And more than one goose is?
Geese.
Geese.
All right, one moose is a what?
Moose.
Moose.
More than one moose. Meese. Thank you very much.
It's not meese. It's not meese.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Goose, geese, moose, meese.
Footwork, feet work.
Same thing.
Chesses, chesses.
Hands-eyes coordination.
Same thing, Ernie.
Man.
The Nets come into an Eastern Conference contest in this game. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And back in Toronto following the road trip, it's the Raptors on their home court. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And you know this, Kevin, there is no place like home. It's always nice to be in those familiar surroundings around those that cheer for you, the family, the friends. Home is home, and there just isn't any place like it.
So the Nets starting 5. We've got Hollis Jefferson. He's out there with Damari Carroll. Tyler Zeller out there with Alan Crabb. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And, of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
Now, here's Lowry. To the middle. And it's denied.
Scoreless after 4 shots. Wow.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
You call that power basketball by Hollis Jefferson. He's willing to go right through the foul.
And Rondé Hollis Jefferson able to defend 1 through 4. Doris, where do you think he's most effective as a defender?
Well, Kevin, with his length and his quickness, he can really bother guards that are smaller than he is, which most often is going to be the case.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. And now teams getting into the middle of the season. The truth is, it's a grind, Doris. You know it. You've covered it. 82 games. In your opinion, is that the right amount in terms of 82 games in a regular season?
I would say to you, it doesn't matter if it's the right amount. I think the reality is this is the business of the NBA. It's been 82 games for as long as I can remember, certainly in my lifetime of fandom, Kevin. So the reality is what we need to do is address the schedule. And you're starting to see that. Shortening the preseason. Stretching out those windows where you're not getting 4 games in 5 nights and the back-to-backs, particularly when there's back-to-back on national television. 82 games is going nowhere from a business standpoint. Let's make those 82 games the best we can by lengthening the season.
Here's Anunoby. Ibaka outside. No good on the triple. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around. Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
The shot by Carroll, no good. Toronto's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Three-pointer, Lowry hits the three-point bomb. Lowry's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. It's Carroll on the wing. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York. And again, it's the Nets missing. Toronto's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Outside DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Ibaka wide open. He fires off the left rim and out.
This has been absolutely brutal. Missed every shot this quarter. He needs to keep his head up and keep working.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Outside DeRozan. Out to the right wing. Active Valanciunas. And there's the feed to DeRozan. 4 on the clock. Knocked away. It's stolen by Carroll. No good that time. Good work defensively by Lowry. Pass to Anunoby. A 3-ball. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
And that one falls for Carroll.
Now, did you know, Kevin, that they call DeMarre Carroll the swag daddy because he always dresses to impress? I hear the wardrobe is unreal.
Carroll hits them both. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. What's the news, David?
Well, Kevin, the crucial aspect in his mind is making things tough for them inside. He said they're a physical team, and they bring a lot of intensity. If we don't respond when they push us, we'll just get bullied all game. We're going to get down in the paint tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Toronto shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the three, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Nets with the lead. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. Whoa!
Look out.
I mean, that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness. Wow, give him some style points on the slam, Kevin. My goodness.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Now, here's Valanciunas. 20 points for him last game against Phoenix.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. It's stolen by Carroll. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And I love the way they just came right out at them in that game, determined to attack the rim.
You know, typically when you go that hard to the rack, you can make a living at the charity stripe, and that's exactly what happened.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, DeMarre Carroll? This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
First free throw is good. And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
Carroll hits them both. Raptors trail by 8. Here's Anunoby out to the right wing. Lowry passes to Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, that's a grown man move right there. Jonas Valanciunas, there was nothing gentle about that one, Kevin.
Here's Zeller. Nice D from Valanciunas. Toronto's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Anunoby passes to Lowry. That's tipped. Here's Valanciunas. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp. Nets leading by 4. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Another shot. Crabbe shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
He doesn't let that possession go to waste, Kev. He's going to feed on those second chance opportunities. Boy, that's pretty work.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. To the inside. And finished off by DeRozan.
Boy, how effortless does DeMar DeRozan make those slams look? This guy glides to the rim and makes it look easy.
There's Hollis Jefferson. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Carroll's got 12 points in the game.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Pass to Anunoby. Outside Lowry. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Screened by Valanciunas. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Raptors with some changes. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Powell in for Anunoby. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Harris is checked in. And Toronto has possession. 6-point game. Powell kicks to Siakam. Shoots from 12. Zeller grabs the board. Crabbe dishes to Zeller. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Nets lead by 8.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Powell with the screen and stolen by Zeller. An even 3-on-3 break. And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Well, they're more talented, more accomplished at this point, but you can't rely on that and start taking plays off. You could get surprised.
So both teams making some changes here. Let's take a moment to see which squads have been the most dominant on the glass this season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. The 4th spot held by the Nets.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
And Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Nets, a New York native, grew up in Long Island.
And it is nice to have that tie to the area. Certainly with this team, we know it's going to be a process. But Kenny is home, and he's committed to developing this organization.
Okafor, and Okafor slams it in.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
Here is Miles, following the bucket by the Nets. Okafor comes in with the double team. Powell kicks to Miles. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Van Vliet. They get it again. Pirtle's shot is off.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Siakam. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. A nice shot by LeVert. And the Nets lead by 14.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And again, Toronto no luck. And the Nets shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. And he goes in for the dunk.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
So it's Toronto now, following the bucket by the Nets. Powell, the pass to Miles. Harris on the double team. Picked off in midair.
And that has been a huge problem for them here early in this game.
Here's Okafor. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, that's 3 of their last 5 baskets in transition.
Powell kicks to Pirtle. Count that bucket. Pirtle's got his second basket of the game.
Well, this is the expectation for Jakob Pirtle. His scoring in the post has to be there for him.
Raptors trail by 16. Powell kicks to Van Vliet. Poked away. And they're moving it up. Here's Okafor. Oh, wow.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Here's Van Vliet. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Okafor comes in with the double team. Releases from 15. He squares up and sinks it.
I'll tell you, he turns a difficult situation of duress into a simple basket with a precision pass out of the double team.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
I'll tell you, Greg, his passing has been absolutely outstanding. He is threading the needle right now.
Here's Van Vliet. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Nets.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Allen outside. And it's Allen slamming it down.
And how about that? Snuck in off the baseline and then the sensational reverse.
Yeah, how pretty was that? Athletic basketball with a little bit of flair mixed in. Now here is Pirtle. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And the first ever NBA player out of Austria, Jakob Pirtle, the 9th overall pick back in 2016.
And remember, he was the Pac-12 Player of the Year as a sophomore at Utah. This guy's 7'1", pretty good athlete. Still adding strength, though, to bang bodies at the NBA level.
And that one misses.
So how cool is it, Kev, that Jakob Pirtle makes NBA history as the first ever Austrian-born player in the league? Doesn't matter what else he does in his career, he'll always have that distinction. That's cool.
Quincy Acy's checked in for the Nets. Stauskas comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. So he comes up empty, missing both.
I think you'd have to say this about Coach Dwayne Casey. He is very consistent with his approach. The players know what he expects, and hard work is always at the top of that list.
Here's Van Vliet after the basket by Brooklyn. Pass to Siakam. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Van Vliet passes to Pirtle. Outside for Miles. Just 3 to shoot. No good on the 3. And Doris, as consistent as Casey is, flexibility is also an asset for a head coach, isn't it?
Well, I think it certainly can be, Kev. And you see Dwayne Casey starting to experiment a bit more, trusting the younger players, in-game adjustments. Obviously, trying different combinations is important, especially in the playoffs.
And here are the Raptors now, following the bucket by the Nets. Inside, Okafor with the steal. Here's AC. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. AC's got his first basket of the night. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be right back after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Nets pretty much in control here, it would seem.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you, they've simply been more assertive in the open floor. They're leaking out early, converting with confidence.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Setting the floor for the Nets. Quincy AC out there with Harris. Then there is Jahlil Okafor, and it's LeVert in at the 1. The dish now to Powell. There's the screen. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh boy, that's 2 on him now. And if he gets a third foul before halftime, his playing time is going to have to be limited for a bit.
Here's Van Vliet. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Okafor comes in with the double team. Van Vliet kicks to Miles. Just 4 to shoot. Launches it. The Raptors rebound. Pirtle's shot is off. In transition, here come the Nets. Harris has got the ball.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
All right, a chance to look at numbers for Siakam. How last month turned out for him? He's right around 5 points a night, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
To me, Karis LeVert has tons of upside. This is a 6'7" guard with an outstanding skill set.
And the youngster Karis LeVert, drafted 20th overall, Doris, back in 2016 out of Michigan.
Well, I think some people consider this a high-risk, high-reward pick. The reason, he dealt with stress fractures repeatedly in his left foot throughout his college days. But when this guy's healthy, man, whoo, can he shoot it? And at 6'7", look out.
And he knocks down the first one. The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Of course, you've been a color analyst for both men's basketball and women's basketball. Stylistically, what's the difference, in your opinion, between the two, if anything?
Well, I think there are a number of differences. The primary one being athleticism is slowly starting to take shape and more dictate the outcome of success in women's basketball, whereas athleticism has always been a part of dictating the outcome of games. The above-the-rim aspect of the NBA versus, for the most part, the below-the-rim aspect of the WNBA. That would be the primary difference for me.
But the fundamentals, too, sometimes stand out. The women's game, I think, really, you can see fundamentals so strongly.
You can, Kevin, and I think what helped the women's game tremendously was, especially in the WNBA, you had NBA coaches transition to roles in the WNBA, the Bill Lambiers, the Mike Thibault, so they taught that group how to be pros, how to win on that level.
Excellent point. Now here's Powell. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
I tell you, there are players who can get thrown off when they're that wide open, but this guy keeps his cool and doesn't rush it.
Here's Okafor. Got a hand on it.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Poeltl when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
Van Vliet passes to Powell. Raptors moving the ball around. Now the pass to Siakam. And the baseline jumper, no good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded. They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's Powell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Toronto shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
One shot.
And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here. And some changes here for the Raptors. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Norman Powell. Then for the Nets, Zeller, he's checked in for Okafor. Damari Carroll comes in for Harris. And it's Alan Crabb in for LeVert.
Well, efficient scoring in the post, just one of the reasons Valanciunas is out there.
Carroll, that's good. He's 5 for 9.
They are just killing them on the interior.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. It's stolen. Finished off the break. Carroll's got 4 this quarter.
Listen, he's been a key component of their offense tonight, efficient and effective.
Here's Van Vliet. He's guarded by Crabb. It's stolen by Carroll. Zeller, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Zeller with the double team. Got a piece of it. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Raptors third.
You know, it's an entertaining style of play. And look, I mean, those are the baskets you want if you've got the legs for it. Scoring becomes a lot easier.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 16-7 run. Here's AC. Count it from 12. AC's got 6.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Here's Van Vliet. He's guarded by Crabb. Valanciunas. And Ibaka kicks to Van Vliet. Got a piece of it. In transition, here come the Nets. And finished off by AC.
Exceptional play across the board. I love their tenacity, just piling it on at this point.
You know, the beauty is it hasn't just been offense, right? It's been the defensive end as well. They're firing on all cylinders right now.
Here's Van Vliet. After the basket by Brooklyn. Screened by Valanciunas. Kicks to Ibaka. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists.
Well, you love Serge Ibaka's shot selection, especially inside where he's so efficient.
And what a terrific fan base for the Raptors. Third highest attendance in the league.
Well, visiting players will talk about how loud they get, Kev. And think about it, even on the road, a lot of the Raptors fans will make their presence felt.
Toronto with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Inside. No good from Valanciunas.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Passes it to Van Vliet. Rebounded by the Nets. Ace's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Carroll. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. And Doris, so many players do tend to shy away from contact, but which players, in your opinion, really love the physical aspect of the game, really helps their game?
Well, let's go old school. And the ground and pound game of Zach Randolph. The guy doesn't have an inch in terms of his vertical jump, but has managed to be well into his second decade in the NBA. For me, Zach, Zebo doing work on the box, a thing of beauty.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris, if you talk about the challenge for the Nets coaching staff, how do you establish a culture of winning on a team that's going to lose on most nights?
You know what, Kevin, it's all about winning habits, and that means the daily work that you put in every single day. There's an ethic that's conducive to winning that's built slowly over time.
Carroll hits them both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
Well, I'll tell you, excellent job from Hollis Jefferson. This guy's so skilled at getting terrific position down low.
Outside Lowry. To the inside. Keeps it alive. Zeller grabs the board.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Count that one. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Ibaka. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Boy, remarkable strength with Ibaka, right? Fends off whatever the defense throws his way, converts through contact. That's nice.
And Serge Ibaka, remember, it was a first-team all-defense selection. But over time, I think he's become more of a scoring-minded player, and I think that's affected his impact defensively.
Allen's checked in for Damari Carroll.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good. Serge Ibaka. And Serge Ibaka, the league leader in block shots for 2 years in a row in 2012 and 13, but he sends them back at about half the rate he once did.
Yeah, but even still, pretty good shot blocker. You add in his finishing and outside shooting, and he's a player to be reckoned with.
The Nets have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris, looking at the financial health of the league, tremendous TV ratings with the finals coverage again. Nearly half the teams valued around $1 billion, which to me is just unfathomable. Are we in the golden age of professional basketball in this country, of the NBA?
I think certainly we are in one of the great generations for the NBA. And think about this. I know soccer is the most popular game worldwide, Kevin, but increasingly basketball beyond the borders of the United States is one of the most popular and fastest growing sports. So I don't think there's any question the NBA is at its peak of its popularity with no end in sight. And I think there's a reason for that. You know, I think there's something very tangible and touchable to the NBA fan. Look at a guy like Steph Curry. He looks like every man, and yet he's finding tremendous success. That's appealing to NBA fans of the next generation.
Here's Lowry, following the bucket by the Nets. Screen by Ibaka. There's the double team with Allen. Swiped it away. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And Allen slams it in.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
And here are the Raptors now, following the bucket by the Nets. Stolen by Allen. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and that rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
The first free throw is good. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. Here's DeRozan after the basket by Brooklyn. And here's Miles. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a fact.
No, he did not.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Now, here's DeRozan. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Suns in Phoenix. Good work there as it goes. 10 points for Valanciunas.
Well, guys, really good court vision, allowing DeRozan to make that pass. You know, he sees the play developing way in advance.
And no doubt they've been the more efficient team in this first half.
Well, I think they're getting quality shots, and it's thanks to how aggressive they have been in this half.
And Toronto has possession. Miles dishes to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
Oh, what a contest this is turning into. Almost like a dunk contest, Kevin.
You're right, Greg. They are really going at it, and it's bound to only get more intense from here on out. He's off on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And despite the outcome, I think they'll feel a little better about that game. There are a lot of positives that they can take away from that performance.
Well, you hope they learn from the experience, and it's a shame it had to come at the expense of a loss because they did play well enough to win.
Here's Zeller. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Zeller's got 8 points.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
shot.
So Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the 23rd pick out of Arizona back in 2015. You know, it's interesting. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to another Wildcat alum, and that's Andre Iguodala.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Miles. And you look at Hollis Jefferson and Iguodala, a ton of similarities people feel. Both 6'7", both long and athletic, terrific defenders.
And also, Kev, both are very good ball handlers and solid passers. Think about Iguodala improving his shooting over his career. Let's see if Rondé can do the same.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Norman Powell subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Kept alive. Allen's shot is off. The Raptors shooting only 31%. Their offense really struggling to put possessions together. And Miles kicks to Poeltl. And the shot goes in from Siakam. 6 points for him.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Harris inside the line. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Toronto shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times. Feeds it to Powell. Harris on the double team. Poeltl, the pass to Powell. Buries it from three-point range.
And when Poeltl sees one of his guys wide open, he whips it his way. He's all for doing what's best for the team.
And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Toronto.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Powell with it. Here's the screen. Dishes it to Lowry. Rebounded by the Nets. 46 seconds left now here in the second. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. A nice shot by LeVert.
And there's a deceptive strength to the lean frame of Karis LeVert, showing tremendous strength on his way to a tough finish.
Powell kicks to Siakam. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And it's Lowry again missing. Here's LeVert. Siakam pulls it in.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
And it's in there. Powell's got 5.
Well, for all the talk about the accurate shooters in the league, give it up to Kyle Lowry for his precise passing ability.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
With 1 on the clock, an amazing shot just barely beat the buzzer!
That is as big a shot as you are ever going to see.
Unbelievable turn of events. He knew it was good from the moment it left his hand.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Jalil, you had it going offensively in the first half. How do you keep that going?
Keep trusting my teammates, listen to the coaches. They're putting me in great positions. So come out, second half focus.
Man, a few words, Jalil. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
They're not taking the soft approach to this game, fellas. They're playing physical. Just look at how many times they've gotten to the line by being active, driving the lane, and drawing contact. It's gotten them points at the stripe. It's gotten defenders off balance. They've been the more aggressive team tonight by far.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
The evening commute has plenty of people on the move here tonight in Toronto, where we welcome you back to On 2K. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. You have to like what you're seeing from DeMarre Carroll.
Yeah, the kind of leadership he provides, the pinpoint passing, we saw it all there on display in that first half.
And Greg, you know this, having played the point guard position. He's been excellent at cutting apart the defense with both his passing and his playmaking thus far.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. Anunoby the 3, with Ibaka playing the 4. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Lowry. Following the basket by Tyler Zeller. And there it is for him. And that's now 9 points for Serge Ibaka. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Well, there's no question DeMarre Carroll came ready to play. He's been their go-to guy all game.
Rosen dishes to Valanciunas. Lowry a screen on Zeller. Anunoby. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Unbelievable. He blew that look, guys. No clue what went wrong there.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, the call goes Carroll's way thanks to the effort he puts in. He doesn't back away from the contact.
And the Nets throwing big money at restricted free agents in recent years, trying to add talent any way they can.
Well, and sometimes being willing to overpay if they have to. With no high draft picks walking through that door, they've got to exploit every opportunity to improve this roster.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Now here's DeRozan. Puts it up from 12, and it comes off the front of the rim. The net shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. It's stolen by Lowry. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Anunoby, no good.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
And basketball's popularity in Canada, Doris, is skyrocketing.
And though it would be unthinkable years ago, basketball is now challenging hockey in terms of youth participation. So it's really no wonder we're seeing so many great NBA players who have come down from Canada. Love it.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Carroll hits them both. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
Boy, that play developed just the way they wanted, and Valanciunas made sure they got the bucket. What a tremendous pass.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
So it's Toronto now. After the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Anunoby. He has 5. Here's DeRozan. Up again. And staying with the play, Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 12 points in the game.
Well, I think, Kevin, this is something Jonas Valanciunas has hung his hat on, his ability to consistently get to the offensive window. Nicely done. You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
And no good that time. The Nets go the other way with it.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving. Outstanding pass. He reads the play as it develops, and his lead pass is absolutely perfect.
Now here's DeRozan. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
He might be as difficult a one-on-one guard as there is in the entire league. DeRozan can torch you from inside, the mid-range, and he's getting better from beyond the arc.
Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. He dishes it to Lowry. He feeds it to Valanciunas. He kicks to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. That's tipped. 16 feet away. Crabbe, good. Crabbe's got his second basket.
Boy, nice team basketball being played right there. You see the open man, and you deliver the ball right away.
Zeller against DeRozan. Toronto working the ball around now. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Pulls up, high post, and the jumper falls for him. Hollis Jefferson's got 19 points.
What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
Lets it go from 11. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist by Lowry. And that's now 11 points for Serge Ibaka. For Brooklyn, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip.
Now, Kevin, this game has been all Hollis Jefferson. He's getting to his spots and capitalizing.
For Toronto, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Took him no time at all on that one. Valanciunas has got 14 points.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for the...
Whoa!
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Hollis Jefferson doesn't mind showing out a little bit. What a sensational leaper.
And that replay sponsored by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment, giving us an excellent perspective on the play. Now here is Lowry. 5 points in the game. The feed to DeRozan. Over Crabbe. Rebounded by the Nets. Crabbe's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here is Lowry. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Screened by Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Down low. Dinwiddie kicks to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
DeRozan dishes to Ibaka. And the Raptors miss again.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all. And this is what we're starting to see, right? A growing number of players league-wide who can combine both shot blocking and three-point shooting. That used to be a rare combination. And if you think about it, Serge Ibaka was a forerunner. He was one of the first in the league to do it.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Lowry passes to Ibaka. Outside DeRozan. Lowry for 3. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists. Lowry's got 8. And Doris Ibaka, drafted with the 24th pick by Oklahoma City back in 2008. Seen as a raw project player, his development as a shooter, really impressive.
Right. Kev, this guy came into the league strictly as an energy player. But through work and dedication, he develops a big-time mid-range jump shot, and by year 6, he stretched that out to the three-point line. Physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Here's Lowry. After the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Anunoby. 7 points in the game. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor. Zeller dishes to Carroll. It's good. Carroll's got 27.
Well, this is how you make it easy on yourself. DeMarre Carroll gets close position on the interior and makes it easy.
Now Lowry, 8 points for him. Pass to Ibaka. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
And for Brooklyn, their shooting has been brilliant in this game, 67% from the floor. There's Hollis Jefferson. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Ibaka with the ball. And Zeller picks him up defensively. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Boy, Kevin, what a game it's been for Jonas Valanciunas. It hasn't mattered what the defense has thrown at him. He's continued to deliver on the offensive end.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Zeller. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Zeller's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
Here's Dinwiddie. Now recovering. Yes, that goes in. Dinwiddie's got 9.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
You know, I think he senses a team on the ropes and he's looking to put them away. That killer instinct is shining through once again.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Stauskas kicks to Harris. And easy with the slam.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but possible, like you said. Toronto's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. The dish to Miles. Back to Powell. And there's the pass to Van Vliet. Raptors with a fresh shot clock. Nice shot by Poeltl.
Well, Kev, this team loves it when Poeltl can make an impact on the offensive glass. There's a lot of ways he can get his points, but this is an easy one. That's an example of great communication. He knows the spot to get to, and the pass is waiting for him.
Here's Van Vliet, kicks it to Powell. There's a good screen. Off the pick, goes straight through the defender for the dunk, draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's on Jahlil Okafor.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
One shot, mind the lanes.
The free throw drops for Powell. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Harris. Siakam pulls it in. And the Raptors shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. Miles, the pass to Van Vliet. Toronto working the ball around now. And it's Miles missing. And here are the Nets. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Okafor.
And this is what happens when you are having a tremendous offensive game. They are getting great looks and knocking down shots all over the floor. I don't think we're going to see them deviate from this approach from here on out. They've got the recipe for success.
Two shots. Move shots.
And he can't get the first one. He doesn't get the second one. Toronto's gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Pirtle dishes to Miles. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Miles. And you might remember, Doris, back when C.J. Miles was playing for the Pacers, they had him lining up at power forward, a tall task for him at 6'6".
Well, no doubt, Kev, but credit him for accepting the challenge. You pay a physical price for that. He's much more effective guarding wings. And unfortunately for him, that experiment was pretty short-lived.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now here's Powell. 8 points for him. AC with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
At 6'7", Karis LeVert knows how to use that size, especially inside. He knows how to handle himself in there.
Here's Powell. Passes to Pirtle. Here's Van Vliet. Feeds to Powell. Expanding his range. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's LeVert missing. Raptor shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Count it. Good. Miles has got 5 now.
Well, Kev, great timing on the catch and shoot, right? C.J. Miles, absolutely flawless, exploiting that defense with his quick release.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. Good on both. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
That is really solid low post offense. You cannot waste those chances.
20 feet out. No good off the back of the rim. And so it's Brooklyn, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
They're playing harder, they're cutting harder, they're running harder, they're playing defense on us harder down here. We're kind of tiptoeing on our cuts. We got to up our level.
And Dwayne Casey imploring his guys to put forth a greater effort, feels they're getting out hustled.
That's right. I mean, the one thing coaches cannot stand is a lack of energy. Expect these guys to ramp it up from an intensity standpoint.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And here is Powell. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Nets. Harris is out there with Quincy Ace. Then there's Okafor, and it's Whitehead in at the point guard. The layup missed. Of course, we've seen a number of aging players really change their bodies through better nutrition and improved fitness conditioning. Do you think we'll see more guys even extending it further, playing into their 40s in the NBA?
Well, how great would it be to see LeBron James play into his 40s? You look at a guy in the NFL, a much more physically demanding game in terms just of the hitting that's done in the game. Tom Brady approaching his 40th year, incredible. And LeBron James would be the player I point to. There's a guy 6'8", 200 and whatever he is, probably 65 pounds, who every single day puts time into the process of keeping his body healthy. It's great. His greatness has been sustained, but he pays a price to get there, Kevin.
And Doris, you can change your body and you can change your game too as you grow old.
That's a great point. Think about how much of a low post scorer Kobe Bryant became later on in his career, because the elevation, his ability to elevate, so different.
Great example.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
Now, here's Brown. It's good. 8 points for Jakob Poeltl.
How good is that pass? Certainly makes the offensive opportunity easy.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. And Doris, we know basketball is a team game, but fans and media alike love to focus on the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
You know, Kevin, I think you and I certainly admire watching talent. And it doesn't matter what shape that talent takes. It could be a Broadway star doing their thing on a nightly basis, sometimes twice a day. For us, to watch somebody that we know has paid a price to be great is really special. And so those who are best at what they do are that because they put in the time. And who couldn't admire the work that's required of that?
What I like about your broadcasting, Doris, is you never get distracted by the stars. They're obviously there, but I love the way you encompass the entire team and aren't just fixated on just that big-name player that maybe the average fan is.
Yeah, I think sometimes people forget NBA stars because they are so great and can seem like supermen. They're people like everybody else.
The Raptors making a switch here. Caboclo's checked in. Guarded by Harris. Over in the corner, Brown. Pirtle. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got 5 rebounds tonight. Harris kicks to AC. And finished off by AC.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. No problems knocking that one down.
Well, you simply cannot leave C.J. Miles open from the perimeter, right? He's dialed in from there.
Yep, that one goes. AC's got 26.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
I'll tell you, he's relentless right now. He's going straight at the defense and knocking down a lot of shots in this quarter.
And Pirtle pulls it down. It's Brown with the drive. He can't get that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Here's Stauskas. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
Pass to Caboclo. Dishes to Pirtle. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Raptors moving the ball around. A shot by Caboclo, no good. The Nets have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And it's good for 2.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Toronto's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. The tray. Rebounded by the Nets.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Stauskas' shot is off. The Raptors shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. And that one misses from Caboclo.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Here's Harris. It's good from in tight.
That's a nice little outside-in play right there. Good feed into the post and a solid finish.
They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
The feed now to Brown. He dishes it to Pirtle. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he gets it to go. Miles has got 9 points now in just the second half.
You know, after a first half of poor shooting, he is turning up the heat now.
Here's Allen. And the shot falls short this time. So it's Toronto now. They host the Kings after this game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. To the inside, it's stolen by Stauskas. To the paint. Allen, that's good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Pass to Pirtle. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one. The Nets shooting it brilliantly here lately. 60% from the field. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. Damari Carroll's checked in for Harris. Raptors shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Caboclo, the pass to Brown. He feeds it to Miles. He kicks it to Pirtle. Back to Miles. Down low. And it's Pirtle that time on the assist from Miles. Pirtle's got 6 in the quarter.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Allen with it. Now guarded by Pirtle. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Brown with it. Doris, one result of the new CBA, minimum contracts increasing 45%. That's a big help to the NBA's working class, I think.
Well, I don't think there's any question that you see increasingly role players, someone like Draymond Green, whose value has not necessarily translated in terms of points per game, but his value to winning can't be calculated. And you're right. You see important role players and guys below the superstar level increasingly becoming better compensated. And, hey, listen, there's more of the pie to go around. Who doesn't enjoy a little more cherry pie, Kev?
Yeah, good thoughts. Good thoughts. Hits, count that one from Stauskas.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
Shooting one.
And the technical free throw is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Now here's Brown. Tight defense on him. The dish now to Miles. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 5 assists tonight.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
Well, they've got the green light to pull the trigger from 3, and I'll tell you, they put it to good use here.
It's Miles on the wing. Carroll covering, and so the ball is out of bounds. Miles touched it last.
Well, he's obviously anticipating different movement there, and instead of an easy connection, the pass sails straight into the front row.
Norman Powell's checked in for Toronto. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 65%, an outstanding offensive display from them. Stauskas dishes to Allen. Here's Acey, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Acey's got 28.
And every offensive board is an extra possession. If you're trying to compete from this far down, you cannot allow that.
I'll tell you, what an effort on the glass. Even with this lead, they're still going all out.
They get it again, tries yet again, and Pirtle lays it up and in. Pirtle's got 10 points in just the second half.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Now here's Brown. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Well, Pirtle and that big frame of his driving to the bucket. You love to see a big man move like that.
Here's Acey. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Doris, looking at the way the playoffs are set up, the top 8 teams from each conference get in. So at what point might the league eliminate divisions altogether?
I don't think that's far in the future, to be perfectly honest with you. What I'm as curious about, Kevin, is would they ever see the teams, regardless of Eastern or Western Conference, because there seems to be some disparity in level of competition. Is that something you'd like to see, Kevin, where the teams are simply seeded 1 through 16 based on record?
I don't think I'd mind it, Doris, but I do like the fact that, kind of like in the other sports, where you don't have the familiarity, but you always think about what would it be like to see a 5-game series, Cleveland Golden State, whereas in the regular season, just there and at home. And there's something, I think, kind of mysterious, and you can project so many different things. It's great fodder before a series begins.
No question. It'll be very interesting to see which direction the league goes in.
The Raptors shooting around 40% from the floor here. There's the pick. Here's Brown. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The Raptors shooting it well here in the fourth quarter at 50%. It's Miles on the wing. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 7th assist in the game.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
AC misses. Now here's Powell. Brown outside. And the wide open shot from Miles. Miles with another miss.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Knocks it loose, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Caboclo. Here's Brown. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite, certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. From 15 feet away, rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game. And it's Brown missing. The net shooting has been just great in the fourth quarter, 54%. Okafor, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Okafor's got 20.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge. And guys, got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And here are the Raptors now, after the basket by Brooklyn, and they're running. Shots good by Whitehead.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
They get the rebound.
Boy, what a nice carom there, guys. He can really use that size and length to his advantage.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. They're leading. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Quincy Acee.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
He came off the bench to give them a major boost and prevent 2 straight losses. That's just the kind of contribution you're hoping to get from your bench. So it's Brooklyn now. Here's Stauskas, banked in off the glass.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.